To be honest, I don't know when it actually started, but I feel like technology isn't exciting anymore. And I'll explain why. When I was a child, I got to see new pieces of technology every single year. Whether it was the screen touch for the first time, I saw it and I was like, damn, this is actually possible. The first iPhone launching in 2007. And me, as a child back then, that felt amazing. And I saw the new Play Store launched on Android and all the apps getting to play Angry Birds and Temple Run for the first time was amazing, you know. And then technology kept on moving. From there, we went to wireless earbuds. We saw the headphone jack get removed from phones. We saw Face ID, fingerprints. We saw different ways of, getting into the smartphone. When I saw patterns for the first time on the lock screen, that was beautiful to see. But for some reason, it's like technology doesn't feel exciting anymore. In the last 5 years, the highest advancement in technology has been AI. And if you've been following the news, you've seen how some people's jobs have been taken, some people's jobs have become better, some people have gotten a stronger foothold on their career generally. But I just feel like there was this spark I used to have when I used to watch YouTube videos. Whenever I saw that, oh, there's this new piece of technology, whether it was Huawei announcing the audio zoom in their cameras or the Samsung showing you different ways their screen became better year after year. But since 2021, the Samsung screen has just been the same. The battery in Samsung phones has been the same. And on iPhones, the sensor of the cameras has still been the same. And the advancements are not that much. I'm sure you have seen some camera comparisons on TikTok or IG where people will just pull up the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 17. iPhone 12 came out in 2020. That's during COVID. And if you look at the video quality, you look at the photos, that this phone is able to bring out even in 2026, still looks amazing. The iPhone 18 will come out in 2 months. And I bet you can compare that phone to the iPhone 13. You also look at what they announce in the smartphone events these days. AI is always the main thing. And then they talk about some small iterations or small improvements. Software events are not even fun anymore. WWDC came out this year, last month, I think, and it was just there. I didn't feel that spark anymore. There was this spark I had in 2020 when Apple had three events in a row, like lined up in October, September, and November, where they announced the Mac in November, they announced the iPad in October, and they announced the new iPhones in September. That spark isn't there anymore. We also have gaming. The games that are coming out these days, for some reason, they just don't hit like they used to. The games are still amazing, but the problem here is technological advancement. Back then, we had technology that could play every game. Beautiful games, for that matter. I saw a game yesterday called First Light. The game came out like 10 years ago or 12 years ago. And the PCs back then weren't as capable as they are today. But everybody could enjoy that game. You see racing games from 20 years ago, the first editions of Need for Speed, those games were actually beautiful. And you could play it on any computer, even Blur. By today's standards, Blur doesn't look amazing like Forza Horizon or the latest Need for Speed. Look at the Arkham Knight game, the Batman Arkham Knight game. That game came out more than 10 years ago. Look how beautiful it is. Witcher 3 came out 10 years ago. Look how beautiful it is. I might be mistaken, maybe more than 8 years, I think, at this point. That's just the thing. Like you see Nvidia announcing DLSS, ray tracing, they're announcing different things. They tell you, oh, we're going to add this to your device, and we're going to add that to your device. But are we actually enjoying anything? Or are we just going back? I saw this Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They are releasing the resynced version and they will sell it to people for the full price, $70. So it's not like, I don't know if there's a new storyline, but from what I've seen, a lot of people are complaining that Ubisoft is using poses that were in previous games, previous editions of Assassin's Creed. There are many thoughts, man. There are many thoughts. And if you think about the fact that the average person has to pay for more these days than they had to before, and we are not getting 10 times better improvement than before, but we're getting 10 times the price. When you think our AI spoils the whole PC market, people can't even build PCs anymore easily. Like the other day, I went to check for my RAM, the RAM for my PC. I want to get a second stick of RAM, and I found out the second stick of RAM is like 100K. That's like 80 or $70. How much did I buy the computer back then in 2023? I bought this computer 3 years ago. And if I know that, I just bought the RAM stick then. But I went on Amazon and I couldn't even believe the price. And this is a DDR4 RAM, not DDR5. So we're not even talking about DDR5 yet. You understand? So everything just feels stale. So updates just feel stale. When last did an update actually genuinely excite you? I feel like we have reached peak technology in 2026. The only thing you are seeing now is AI. That is all. AI slop is everywhere. I'm seeing my mom, seeing people at work, watching AI videos on Facebook from morning to night. And the AI videos are actually engaging for them, from what I've seen. And for some reason, they cannot just keep it. The millennials and the older ones, they cannot just keep those videos. But we Gen Z, we don't really have time for those things, man. But yeah, I just thought I would put my opinion out there. Technology just feels stale these days. There's no, it's nothing new again. See you guys in the next one. Peace.